Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX. Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Boom, and we're live. What's happening, beautiful people? Do you know what messes up your Friday? Realizing it's only Thursday. Good morning, America. Good afternoon, Europe, and welcome everyone to our new live stream. Let me know how you're doing in the comments box below, guys, and if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, and support us in delivering more great content. How are you guys doing, first of all? Did you miss me? I surely did miss you. Right, we start the broadcast today with great news, everyone. I have great news for you. Let me bring the great news on the screen first. There we go. Right, and the great news I was telling you about, InstructFX is back after the Easter holiday, and we do still provide free mentoring for anyone that wants to learn how financial markets work from top industry specialists. All you need is a laptop and an internet connection, and we take care of the rest. How cool is that? Right, I hope you like the new layout, guys. Let me know what you think about the layout. By the way, your comments are much appreciated. If you have any questions about the financial markets, my name is Adrian. For the last 10 years, I've worked in many retail and institutional brokerages in Europe. So you can join me in this fantastic journey and find out the secret corners of Forex trading. And why not find out what most Forex brokers don't want you to know, guys? All you have to do is go on our website, which is instructfx.com. There's my my ugly face right there. You can join the daily stream with myself and my guests. You can watch us on Twitch. You can watch us on Facebook. You can watch us on YouTube. And very soon, we're going to stream on more and more sources. But if you're really interested in learning how Forex and investments really work, all you have to do is come to the website, follow us, and download our free ebook. One simple step, a few details, click the subscribe button, and you can download the free ebook. It has a lot of information. I created the ebook myself, let's say, so my 10 years of experience are compiled in that ebook. Right. Let's do this. Let's take a very short intro advert, and then we're coming back live with the US markets open and the charts of the day. What do you say? All right, stay tuned. Right, beautiful people, let's get down to business and see what is happening in the markets today, Thursday, 6th of May, 2021. Currency pairs are in focus today with the retail sales data in the Eurozone coming out above economist expectations. The Bank of England announced its interest rate unchanged at 0.1%, and the initial jobless claims data on the US dollar is still expected to come out in exactly 30 minutes from now. Let's not forget that tomorrow we end the week strong with the non-farm payroll numbers to be announced at 3:30 GMT plus 3, and also the unemployment rate along with the average hourly earnings will create a bit of volatility on the USD pairs. In other news, BioNTech share price fell as much as 20% in Germany today after the European Commission said it was willing to discuss a plan to waive intellectual property rights for COVID-19 treatments while the pandemic lasts. The statement of the US presidential trade advisor Catherine Tai had already caused sharp declines in the stocks of Pfizer, BioNTech and Moderna, which would have the most to lose financially from such a big step. On the same note, Moderna will announce its first quarter earnings for 2021 at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, so in a couple of hours from now. Moving on, the US stock markets are expected to open flat today following the latest Biden administration initiatives that indicate the drift toward clamping on corporate profits. Both the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 closed the day in red yesterday. Crude oil WTI pulled back on the European trading session today following an impressive draw in crude oil inventories last night, testing again the $65 mark to the downside. Gold futures traded higher this week, almost reaching $1,800 per ounce, fueled by the drop of the US dollar against all its other peers. And finally, guys, Bitcoin, everyone's favorite, marked little gains today, trading as high as $57,800. Chart analysis and US markets open. Coming up.
Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Right, ladies, gentlemen, traders, good afternoon once again. I'm going to start with breaking news on cryptocurrencies. Apparently, US banks to start enabling Bitcoin trading this year, and why DIGXX reveal. So, let's see the news. It's a big news for the crypto world, guys, and for America. The era when American banks aboard Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may be finally coming to an end. US financial institutions are very keen to get into the crypto action and may soon allow customers to purchase Bitcoin directly from their bank accounts. How awesome is that, guys? New York Digital Investment Group has sealed a partnership deal with fintech staple Fidelity National Information Services. The partnership aims to provide a framework that would allow US banks to offer crypto trading services to their customers. Speaking to CNBC yesterday, Patrick Sells, the bank solution chief at NYDIG, disclosed that several banks have already subscribed to the program. Although a significant portion of banks that signed up are relatively smaller, efforts are on the way to attract major US banks. Sells further revealed that major financial players like Bank of America and JP Morgan may be incentivized to join the program once smaller banks begin to see the rewards of supporting retail crypto trading from customer accounts. But let's not forget that Bank of America is one of the harshest anti-crypto financial institutions in the United States. The bank has repeatedly questioned Bitcoin's utility as a store of value and medium of exchange. Right, very interesting what's happening. The fact of the matter is we're getting very close to a global regulation, guys, to a global recognition of cryptocurrencies. And the big banks, the well-established banks are missing out. So they decided to play along and allow their users to purchase and, why not, trade cryptocurrencies through their banks. Now, let's have a quick look at the economic calendar, guys, and then we're going to move on to the charts of the day and the signals of the day in just a second. But first, let's see what's happening in the economic calendar and what already happened, which is very, very important. Okay, we had a few announcements today in the Eurozone. We started at 11:30 GMT plus 3 with a couple of very important announcements on the pound. We had the composite PMI and the services PMI. Followed by the retail sales for March in the Eurozone, which came out 2.7%, way higher than what economists were predicting. They were predicting a 1.5% flat in terms of retail sales, and it almost came out double. That's a good sign. Apparently, the European economy seems to be strengthening as well. Right, at 2 o'clock, guys, about an hour ago, an hour and 11 minutes ago, we had a series of announcements from Bank of England. By far the most interesting one was the interest rate decision, which was kept at 0.1%, On the positive side, we saw the quantitative easing total coming out at unchanged, basically at 875 billion pounds. Okay, and we had the meeting minutes, followed by a press conference from the ECB President Christine Lagarde. So a bit of volatility happened today in the Eurozone. A bit of volatility happened on the pound as well. And in exactly 16 minutes from now, the third most awaited event of the day is the initial jobless claims initial jobless claims data, 1 day ahead of the non-farm payroll data, which will be announced tomorrow around this time. 540,000 initial jobless claims are expected by consensus. Let's see what's going to happen. The non-farm productivity, the quarterly, will come out, and a 4.3 is expected by consensus, as well as unit labor costs. Right, in half an hour, 45 minutes from now, we're going to have the FOMC member Williams holding a press conference. Okay, followed by another press conference at 4:15, just 15 minutes ahead of the U.S. markets open, from the European Central Bank. Right, a lot of statements today, guys, in the afternoon. We do expect quite a bit of volatility to happen on the markets. Let's have a quick look at Friday and see why is tomorrow so important, guys. And please have a look at these series of announcements that will be announced at 3:30 GMT plus 3 tomorrow. We have the average hourly earnings. We have the non-farm payrolls. We have the private non-farm payrolls, the unemployment rate in the US, and the unemployment rate in Canada. In terms of non-farm payrolls, tomorrow analysts are expecting a change of almost 1 million jobs, guys. 1 million jobs, which would be a sign that the US economy is indeed recovering much faster than other economies around the world. In terms of unemployment rate, again, a drop is expected to 5.8% from the 6% that was last month. Let's see what's going to happen. Very big numbers, 1 million in terms of jobs offered to the population last month in the US. Also, the unemployment rate in Canada is very, very important. 7.5% was the previous, and now they expect a bit of a rise in unemployment to 7.8%. So 3 basis points expected rise in unemployment tomorrow afternoon on the Canadian side. And we're going to end the week with the speculative net positions like every other Friday. Now, let's have a quick look at the earnings calendar, guys. The earnings season is far from over. We had big names announcing in the past days. Today, we're going to have Moderna, if I'm not mistaken, announcing at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. A lot of green on the charts. A lot of green on the earnings side of things this year. I don't know how many of us were actually expecting this to happen, but we saw a lot of green coming out. So the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, guys, unfortunately yesterday closed in red. But during this earnings season, since the beginning of the earnings season, guys, 2 weeks ago, they managed to close at higher highs, creating new record highs for the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. Funny enough, moving in the exact opposite direction to the economy. Now, let's see what are the top 5 things to know in the markets today, guys. Very, very important. Okay, I'm just going to go over the headlines of the day, and then we're going to move on to the charts. I want to do a bit of chart analysis for you today. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to type your questions and interact with me, and I'll do my best to help. So, number 1 on the board, Moderna BioNTech struggle as Europe says it's open to vaccine IP waiver. Shares in BioNTech fell as much as 19-20% in Germany after the European Commission said it was willing to discuss a plan to waive intellectual property rights for COVID-19 treatments while the pandemic lasts. Okay, that was a big hit for Pfizer, for Moderna, for AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson as well. Number 2 on the board, the Security and Exchange Commission had Gensler to take aim at trading apps. Again, a very, very interesting move coming from the Security and Exchange Commission. Personally, I was expecting this move to happen much faster than it did, but there we go. Better later than never. The head of the Securities and Exchange Commission dropped his clearest hint yet that he's planning new regulation to clamp down on the wild trading exemplified by the spike in GameStop and other meme stocks earlier in the year. In prepared remarks ahead of the appearance before the House Financial Services Committee later today, Gary Gensler criticized Robinhood and other brokers for embedding game-like features in their apps to boost trading volumes. Once again, for people not familiar with the matter, guys, the entire financial industry took a turn, let's say. Yeah, some people say for the best, some people say for the worst. And yes, you're going to see many trading apps, many trading platforms that are very similar to gaming. Yeah, to a gaming platform. Now, is that the right thing to do? Is that not the right thing to do? Can we mix apples and oranges? Yeah, can we mix oranges with garlic? I don't know. That's entirely up to you to decide. But one thing is for sure, if these companies wouldn't be successful, if clients wouldn't go there, this wouldn't happen. So let's continue, guys. Let's move on to number 3 on the board, guys, which is U.S. stocks flat ahead of jobless claims. Challenger survey earnings aplenty. U.S. stocks are set to open largely unchanged today against the backdrop of the latest Biden administration initiatives that indicate a drift toward crimping or clamping on corporate profits, basically. In addition to the vaccine waiver idea, the administration also canceled the Trump-era rule yesterday that made it easier for companies not to classify gig workers as employees, reinforcing concerns about cost pressures that pushed Uber stock down 3.5% after hours to a 4-month low. Number 4 on the board, central banks shuffle toward tightening at different speeds. It's a big day for the sterling. It was a big day for the sterling today, although you wouldn't know it yet. The Bank of England was expected by many to raise its economic forecast for the year and beyond at its regular policy meeting, which may or may not be accompanied by changed guidance on when it will start to taper asset purchases. There are also local elections which could pave the way for another independence vote in Scotland. Right. And last but not the least, guys, number 5 on the board, G7 gangs up on China, which takes out its frustration on Australia. You see, it's a domino effect, and this domino effect is hurting many countries and many economies around the world. One of the world's most important trade relationships took another turn for the worse. The latest step in the economic alienation of China from the West. China said it will suspend its strategic economic dialogue with Australia after the latter moved to cancel a number of Chinese investments in Australia under its Belt and Road Initiative. China has already sharply reduced its purchases of Australian barley and coal, but not iron ore, which remains essential for fueling its infrastructure boom. This move, this impressive move, an interesting move, came a day after the G7 meeting, which includes European countries and Japan, but not Australia, issued a statement condemning China for its human rights abuses against its Muslim minority in some Chinese Xinjiang, I think it's pronounced Xinjiang, something like that, and for its insistence on blocking Taiwan from World Health Organization forums. The statement paves the way for more concrete actions to be at least discussed at the G7 summit in July. Right. Questions. A lot of questions arise on this topic. Why now? What happened now so bad that made everyone turn against China, and why China turned against Australia when China is getting most of its metals? Yeah, basically most of whatever Australia is producing, okay, most commodities that come from Australia are usually sent to China. So why would China take such a big step? Yeah, and cutting relationships with Australia. Only time will tell. Now, ladies, gentlemen, traders, I'll make you a deal. We're coming back live in exactly 30 seconds from now with the charts of the day and the signals of the day. What do you say? Are you ready? All right.
Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Right, ladies, gentlemen, traders, beautiful people, we're back with the charts of the day. We're going to start with the most traded currency pair in the world, the most liquid currency pair in the world, which is the euro versus the US dollar, guys, on a 60-minute chart. 120.54 this afternoon for the euro USD pair. We see the RSI and the stochastic way up into the overbought levels. We see the fantastic performance that the euro had today versus the US dollar. There we go. Okay, it moved up for over 8 hours straight. Okay, so the upwards movement started on the Asian trading session, okay, last night. What's worth noting is that the candlestick formation is settling above that 200 moving average, the red line that you see there in the center of the screen. And usually that implies a bit of buying power, yeah? Whenever the price is traded above the 200 MA, usually it implies a bit of buying power. Whenever the price is trading below the 200 MA, then we're looking at a potential downtrend. Now, 1 hour chart is not everything. Let's get a confirmation, yeah, double check on a 4 hour chart on a higher time frame, and we can see that the candlesticks already settled above the 200 moving average. We can see the candlesticks pushing through the 50 MA and settling above the 50 MA. Okay. Quite a bit of positivity for the euro. Let's see what's going to happen if we're going to have this level at 120.64, 120.65, somewhere there broken. Then probably traders will set their first take profit targets around the 121.45, okay, or somewhere in that region. But this being a 4 hour chart, guys, remember every candlestick represents 4 hours. So by the time we get there, okay, it might be late next week. But anyway, a lot of positivity for the euro, okay, with both RSI stochastic and both moving averages, okay, below the price. Right, let's move on to the cable, guys. GBP USD, again, one of the most traded currency pairs in the world. We're looking at the pound very choppy in the last few days. This week, basically, since when was it? Since the 3rd, yeah, since two days ago, we can see a very choppy session for the pound. Okay, we can see the spike that happened when Bank of England announced its interest rate decision earlier on today. Okay, the good news is, again, the price is well supported by that 200 moving average. Yeah, we can see the candlesticks slowly but surely moving on top of that 200 moving average. And if we look at the price on a 4 hour chart, once again, that 200 MA turns into the 50 MA. Yeah, as we increase the time frames. Okay, we can see the price well supported, even on a 4 hour chart. But the market is moving sideways. Okay, so 138.96 this afternoon. We see the RSI turning around, not making it into the overbought levels yet, which might indicate a bit of weakness in the markets. We might see the pound dropping a bit, especially in 1 hour from now after the US markets open. We're looking at the stochastic turning around once again from the overbought levels. So again, a retest of that, the 200 MA around the 138.71 seems imminent, at least for now, from the technical point of view. Let's not forget, yeah, we have technical trading, we have the news that affect the price and create shakeoffs in the markets. Let's move on. Let's have a quick look at another very important currency pair, guys. We're looking at the USD JPY, the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. 109.24 this afternoon after a retest earlier on of that 200 moving average. We see the RSI stochastic pointing upwards. Again, a bit of a ranging market for the USD JPY. However, looking at it from a different point of view, yeah, we can see the market still creating higher lows. Even though it didn't manage to create higher highs in the last few trading sessions, it did create some higher lows. Let's see, there is potential to the upside for the US dollar. Again, it depends how the US markets will open today and what news we're gonna get from the US President Joe Biden. Now let's have a look at the Aussie dollar, guys, which was supposed to take a bigger hit than this once China announced, okay, the relationships with Australia started shaking a bit. 0.7749 for the Aussie dollar this afternoon. RSI stochastic again turning around, not making it into the overbought levels, which usually indicates a bit of selling power on the markets. What else? The candlesticks though are set above the 200 MA, but we don't see a lot of buying power. We don't know what's going to happen with the Aussie dollar. I'm having another look at the same chart on a 4-hour chart. Again, there was a bit of positivity, and a few hours ago we saw a red candlestick opening. Okay, we don't know what's happening. The volume has disappeared from the markets, okay, from the Aussie dollar. Let's move on. Let's have a look at the USD CAD, guys, which is continuing the downtrend. We can clearly see here how a downtrend looks like. 122.41 this afternoon for USD CAD. RSI still pointing downwards, seems to be wanting to turn around. The closer we get to the US markets open, okay, the more we're gonna see, the more movement we're gonna see on the charts. Stochastic, once again, at the bottom of the chart, seems to be turning around, but the catalyst is missing. There is expected to have a bit of a correction, especially when you're looking at the charts on a 60-minute chart and you see so many red candlesticks in a row. Basically, the USD fell versus the Canadian dollar since last night, guys, since Australia opened. So it fell on the Asian trading session. It continued the downtrend on the European trading session. A lot of spikes are happening there. Nothing really consistent happened, but one thing is certain. The US dollar is trading lower today versus the Canadian dollar than it was yesterday. Let's have a quick look at the giants, guys. Let's look at the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, which both closed the day in red yesterday after the Dow Jones Industrial Average created a new record high, going all the way up to $34,328.26. Wow. Now, again, we're looking at the charts on a 60-minute chart. We can see that this week there wasn't a lot of movement on the Dow Jones and the S&P to the upside. If anything, we can see both the S&P and the Dow ranging a bit. There we go. Looking at the S&P 500, we might see a retest of that 200 moving average to the downside, guys, as the price moved below the 50 MA. It's still pointing downwards. We're looking at RSI stochastic still pointing downwards after the closing yesterday. So let's see what's going to happen at the open. Nothing notable happened during the day. We noticed a very small movement on the Dow and the S&P of 0.1% to the downside and a movement of 0.1% to the upside for the Nasdaq. So let's see what's going to happen. We are exactly 1 hour ahead of the US markets open. Let's have a quick look at the US dollar index, guys, which is nosediving in the last 24 hours. 91.01, 91.13, very shy number for the US dollar index. Okay, as we get closer to the US markets open, we see a green candlestick opening. Again, a correction might be expected after this steep drop that lasted for almost 24 hours. But again, once the price moves below the 200 MA, guys, we might see a bit of selling on the US dollar index. But remember the good news. Whenever the US dollar index goes down, what happens with gold, guys? Gold goes up exactly. 1,794.85 per ounce for the gold futures this afternoon. Once again, on a 60-minute chart, RSI stochastic pointing upwards. We saw a good rally for gold in the last 24 hours or so. Very good rally. Now the question remains: will we see that 1,800 level broken to the upside? Will the price manage to move above the 1,800 psychological level, giving us hope for the 2,000 mark once again? Let's see. Only time will tell. But this is what is happening so far with the most traded assets of the week. Okay, US dollar index traded lower for the last 24 hours. Gold traded higher for the last 24 hours. Are we going to see a reversal? This is the question. Usually when the price moves, I'll give you the two scenarios for gold price. Okay, usually when you see the asset moving up for an entire day or two, 1 or 2 or 3 trading sessions, then you have a look towards the left-hand side, and you draw a line from left to right, making sure most tops are touched, and you do the same thing for the bottoms. Okay, you draw a line from left to right, marking or touching the bottoms. Now, in this case, yeah, we can see a lot of resistance from gold futures, yeah, to touch the 1,800 mark. Okay, it went there once and it pulled back. It went there the second time and it pulled back. Eventually, it went there the third time. Yeah, so a lot of resistance, a lot of resistance to the 1,800 level for gold futures. So, one of the two scenarios. Okay, scenario number one, the market is going to continue ranging. It could come all the way down to the 200 moving average, okay, which usually acts as a dynamic support resistance, or it could go all the way down there, yeah, and retest the lows around the 1,773. Okay, this is scenario number one. From there, we don't know. It might come back. Yeah, it might be good to buy down there, and it might come back to retest the highs, yeah, around the 1,800 mark. It might drop even further, and at that point you're looking towards the left-hand side, yeah, for the previous low, and you draw another support level. Okay, this is the scenarios. These are the scenarios, the two scenarios, and finally there's a third scenario where the price manages to break out, okay, and settle above the 1,800 mark. Okay, and if that's the case, then expect the US dollar index to tumble and expect gold to rally towards the 1,900, maybe 2,000 mark. But we're going to get more details about it in the upcoming days. Very likely tomorrow we're going to see if we're going to see a pullback. Yeah, and on Monday or Tuesday we're going to have clearer signs on where gold price will be heading for next week. Let's have a quick look at Brent oil futures, guys, or the European oil or the UK oil, which has been tumbling in the last trading session or so, $68.47. Okay, with the RSI stochastic pointing downwards. We saw a very good draw on crude oil inventories last night. Let me see if I can access. No, I cannot access crude oil WTI. There is a bug on these charts. Hopefully they're going to fix the bug soon so I can access crude oil WTI. One thing is certain though, the charts are almost identical, guys. The only difference you're going to see between crude oil WTI and Brent oil is the price. Yeah, there is a slight difference in price between crude oil WTI and Brent oil, but that's about it. The charts are almost identical and these two assets tend to move in the same direction. Right, let's have a quick look at silver and see what's happening with silver. Again, big swings for silver. We saw an amazing rally that happened on the 3rd. Okay, it started at 1 o'clock on the Asian trading session. Amazing rally. We saw the markets going sideways for a day or so, and then we saw the price coming, funny enough, back where it started, almost at the same level. Okay, since then, the price is well supported by the 200 MA. Yeah, there was a bit of ranging market there. There was a bit of weakness in the market. But earlier on today, we saw a good rally on silver, trading as high as 26.88 as we speak. RSI stochastics seem to be turning around from the overbought levels. Let's see, guys. Let's see what's going to happen. Gold and silver tend to move in the same direction. Yeah, there's the gold. Okay, and there is silver. Now, looking at gold better, yeah, you can see another red candlestick there. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. There is potential to the downside. There is potential for a bit of rejection from that 1796, almost 1,800 level, yeah, to the downside. Then usually that happens with silver as well. These two assets tend to move in the same direction, tend to move together. Right, guys, quick look at Tesla before US markets open. $670.94 for Tesla. We can see a dead cross being formed there by the 50 and the 200 moving average. The markets might open to the downside for Tesla this afternoon, and if that's the case, probably the traders will lie for the 635 or the $600 flat level. Again, we're about 45 minutes away from finding that out. And everyone's favorite, guys, the good almighty Bitcoin is trading today at 57,807 US dollars after, again, an impressive rally that started on the 4th, okay, exactly 2 days ago at 2000 hours, okay, and pushed the mighty cryptocurrency all the way up to 58,106. Okay, we see a bit of a pullback, which is normal, as probably some traders are cashing out right now, are closing their positions to cash some profits. We're looking at RSI pointing downwards, turning around from the overbought levels. We're looking at stochastic wanting to turn around as well. Okay, let's see. So far, we saw almost a 100% correction, okay, from the latest drop. And Ethereum, guys, is acting nowadays more and more like the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, creating higher highs and highlighting quite a healthy uptrend. $3,495.22 for Ethereum. It's 1,000 more than it was last week. 1,000 more than it was last week. The price is unbelievable for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, there is a red flag, if I may, from the technical point of view. Yeah, we're looking at what looks like a double top there, although the uptrend remains healthy. Yeah, we didn't see a lower low so far. Okay, pay attention to this double top. Usually when something like this happens, okay, traders are expecting a bit of a drawdown. Yeah, we're looking at potentially 3391, or if it's a more aggressive one like cryptocurrencies got us used by now, 3071.80 is where the 200 moving average is. So expect a bit of a pullback eventually from Ethereum after such an amazing rally. I might be wrong, and the news might beat technical analysis, especially when it comes to decentralized assets like this. But this is how technical analysis works. Okay, I'm tempted to say even a triple top, but it's not yet a triple top. So let's take it from there. Now, again, I'll make you another deal, guys. 30 seconds to catch my breath, and then we are coming back live with the signals of the day. Right, and here we are, as promised. We're looking at the signals of the day that are provided by investing.com. Euro USD seems to be in a strong buy all over the all four time frames. Strong buy indication for the Euro USD. We're looking at strong sell on a 5-minute chart, followed by hourly and daily being a strong buy on the pound. Okay, so a bit of a pullback might be expected on the pound right now. USD JPY very undecided. Strong buy on a 5-minute chart, strong buy on a daily chart, but that's about it. Nothing in between. But USD CHF and the USD CAD, guys, indicate 4 strong sell indications, anywhere from a 5-minute chart to a daily chart. So the US dollar is expected to weaken versus the Canadian dollar as well as the Swiss franc. On the other hand, we're looking at the euro strengthening versus the Japanese yen, which is a good sign. And all the way down at the bottom, we're looking at the pound also strengthening versus the Swiss franc. Okay, this is what's happening pre-US markets open. Remember, when the US markets open, everything you see green might turn red, and everything you see red might turn green. Yeah, have a look at the charts. That's why we are doing a bit of chart analysis, to understand if there's any potential or what the potential is. Let's have a quick look at commodities now, see what's happening with gold, silver, copper, and crude oil. Okay, we're looking at strong buy positions for gold and silver this afternoon. Well, it makes a bit of sense if you know the correlation with the US dollar index and these two precious metals. We're looking at copper neutral on a 5-minute chart, but the 15 minutes hourly and daily again indicate strong buy. Okay, so we might see gold, silver, and copper strengthening a bit today. Crude oil, WTI, and Brent oil mixed signals on a 5-minute chart. Strong sell in between, and the daily remains a strong buy. So we're getting mixed signals for crude oil and Brent oil. Natural gas and US wheat, 3 strong sell indications on the 3 out of the 4 time frames, with the daily remaining a strong buy. Okay, this is what's happening on the commodity side of things. Let's have a quick look at Wall Street stocks, guys. See what is the general sentiment on Wall Street. Let's remember the earnings season is not over yet. Yeah, it's getting close to an end, but it's not not doing it yet. We're looking at ExxonMobil with 4 strong buy indications. Apple, Microsoft, Procter & Gamble, strong sell. A lot of red this afternoon. We're looking at General Electric with a strong sell on all 4 time frames. Chevron, strong buy, followed by Intel with 4 strong sell indications. Right, okay, we see a breaking news right now. Let's have a quick look at the breaking news, guys. It's very, very interesting. We had the initial jobless claims announced. Quick look at the economic calendar to see the numbers. There we go. We're looking at green, a lot of positivity on the US dollar. Okay, so this might give the US dollar a bit of a boost, to turn around from that strong sell that we saw. We see initial jobless claims, 498,000. Non-farm productivity 5.4%, and unit labor costs negative 0.3% versus an expectation of negative 0.8%. Okay, so the US is doing a bit better. The economy seems to be doing a bit better. Okay, now let's continue with the article. Initial jobless claims drop to new post-pandemic low as recovery strengthens. Right, it's a very short article, or so it should be. Let me sniper these pop-ups. There we go. Okay, so Jeffrey Smith, thank you ever so much for this lovely short article. The number of initial claims for jobless benefits dropped to a new post-pandemic low last week in a further sign that the economic recovery is gaining strength. Initial claims fell to 498,000 for an upwardly revised of 590,000 the week before. Analysts had expected a figure of 540,000, the revision to last week's figures, but all neutralized the positive surprise on this week's number. Basically, the number of people making continuing claims for regular state benefits rose unexpectedly to 3.69 million. What am I talking about? From 3.65.3 million. These numbers are reported with a 1-month lag to the initial claims numbers. Now, this is it, guys. This is it for today. Let's remember tomorrow, big day in the economic calendar. We're going to have the non-farm payroll, okay, as well as the unemployment rate and the unemployment change on the Canadian dollar, on the US dollar. Okay, we're going to have private non-farm payrolls as well. Yeah, so a bit of movement is expected tomorrow afternoon. Right, again, let me know what do you think about the new layout, guys? What do you think about the new broadcast? We're going to extend the broadcast time, but I don't want to give you too much details until it happens. It's very, very close to happening. It's just around the corner. So we're going to be broadcasting a lot. We're going to do a series of webinars with a lot of guests, well-known people, licensed people, professionals of the industry, and not trading gurus. This is it from my side today, guys. Once again, thank you ever so much for being with us today. Leave your comments in the comments box below. Drop us an email at info@instructfx.com if you want to learn how this money market works from top industry specialists. Join me again tomorrow, same time, same place, to witness the non-farm payroll data together.